on recyclable nylons today. Waste. I'm the creative director at the Waste Museum.
Right, so what inspired the Waste Museum? This is the first of its kind from what I've read and I've heard you say in Africa.
The Waste Museum was inspired by my interactions with people when they see what we've done with waste. I realized that when people see what we've done with waste, they are very excited about it, they are very inspired about it, and most of them always want to do it or wish they could also do that in their own space, or wish they could also be able to do it by themselves. So I realized that seeing is believing. That when we say waste is wealth or waste can be a resource, people don't actually get what we are talking about. But when they see it, they can visualize and they can also put it into themselves and ask themselves, I can do it better. With my own experience, I can add this to it. You know, sometimes when we do something, someone say, wow, what if you even do that data? I'm like, yeah, that's what we are waiting for you to do. What we have done is the basic that we want people to see and be able to put whatever they have on it and make it better in their own space. Now the focus is for the space of a community not to leave that community, to be used in that community and turn to wealth. So I said it would be very nice so if we can have a center that is dedicated to waste showcasing as wealth. And then I had it in my spirit, Waste Museum. And I was like, wow, yes, that is a perfect solution for what we're talking about. But I assumed that somebody was doing it. So I said, let me see how they are doing the Waste Museum so that I can copy and put it. I know that there was none in Ibadan and I've never seen it before, but I just have been doing it. So I said, okay, let me check, let me see how they are doing it. So I brought out my phone and I said, Waste Museum cannot be found. So I'm like, Waste Museum in Africa. I typed again. And he said again, cannot be found. I'm like, cannot be found. But am I the one that is not writing this thing very well? So I said, Waste Museum in the world. Then he brought out one place at India, Hyderabad, where they did 7 wonders of the world with waste. Then I realized, wait, you mean nobody had thought of dedicating a center for waste and showcasing the beauty in waste? Then if somebody had not thought of it, then that means we should do it. So the next question I asked myself is that, what do you have now that you can use to do it? And this is the only space I have that I can use to do it, and nobody will query me and say, why did you put this here? Why did I said, so let's do it. The dream in my head was a very big one.
And I would like to ask, now that means that you were able to infuse your creativity into a global problem.
Yes, exactly.
Which is plastic.
The creativity that I didn't even know that I have. Because before I started all these things, somebody asked me that, are you creative? I would say, creativity is for artists and for people that. I never see myself as somebody that is creative before I started this thing. It's when people started saying what we are doing. They started saying, wow, this is creative, that we started getting to know that word and saying, okay, so we can be called creatives. You know, so.
Okay, so did you study something related to creativity?
Nothing. I did not do art. I did not study anything related to creativity. That's why I said I would not have seen myself as somebody that is creative. Because I didn't do it in school. I didn't study it in school. I did not, I just developed interest in it. And I just started working, and showing up every day and working with it. The Waste Museum is actually a showcase center for plants, animals, humans, living together without generating waste. So 3 elements you will always find at the Waste Museum. Especially open. It was still a dream. It was still looking like something that would not even be able to be actualized. Because in 2020, people were still looking at me and saying, what is waste museum? What are you disturbing yourself for?
You spoke about the fact that during the lockdown, when the museum was like an idea that not really that not good for us, and that what were the challenges? I wanted to ask that what were the challenges that you faced?
So many.
When it came, okay, so like what is the waste museum? Seeing that it was the first of its kind, so can you share some of the
Well,
challenges?
it was just like a picture in my head. And every day I kept on thinking about that picture. It becomes bigger. It's, it just keeps getting bigger. So what I did was that I had a jotter. I was jotting any idea I think of. Oh, this should be in the museum. I'll put it down. Oh, we should have a place like this. Oh, the seat should be made from waste. I put it down. The ceiling should be. I was putting all those ideas down. I could see them, but I did not have the means to bring them to come to pass because they require some level of money. They are not going to be free. So the first major challenge that we faced was money. There was no financing. There was nothing. Because this was what I was doing 24 hours. I did not have any other day job that I was resuming at. So what I was doing was this. And so I needed to keep thinking of what I could do that somebody would be willing to buy, that I will be able to collect the money, then I will be able to use the money and the profit for what I want to do here. Me, I have my own personal problem first. I need to cook first for eat. I need to wake up and know that there's food in my kitchen. I need to wake up and know that there's okay, my children are going to school, they will not be sent out. I needed to solve that first. So the waste museum idea was like in my periphery of my brain. The one at the forefront was how to survive first. But I did not keep the museum in a box. I kept it back to back like this with my other vision. So what I do is that anytime I push my other things, it taught me how to be creative. It brought out that creativity in me because if I do this and somebody said, wow, I would have loved it in blue, I'll quickly do blue. Somebody said, oh, I would have loved to have Ankara there, I will have Ankara the next one. So from people's comments and interactions with our product, we were building more product that people would be willing to buy. That as soon as somebody mobilizes us to do a particular project, once we are done, the profit is what we will now take a major part and use to put something in place. I can go and buy apple. I remember when I bought my apple that's at the back. The one seedling was 20,000 naira. But because I wanted the variety of plant. My target was to have 200 plants in 4 categories. We have 185.
Wow.
My target was to have 200 plants. So this morning you saw me coming with plants. Yes. I buy plants every day. I buy and I also sell. We buy and we sell. So that movement was continuous. We don't say we have made money now, let's just finish spending all the money. We take a portion and we invest it back to the Waste Museum project. So the Waste Museum was a project that we kept on investing in with the other things that we could do. So by our own capacity. Until 2020, during that corona, that we wrote an application for US Consulate project, USADF, and we won. And you know, because we already had that vision and we are already working on it, when the application came out, we were able to see traction to show. Because if you are waiting for when all the dots will be dotted and all the T's will be crossed, you won't start anything. We had things to show that we had done and we were able to win, and that gave us the bulk money that we needed to open this place.
I wanted to ask you, said you have about 185 species here. So yeah, are they all good species?
They are not. We have 4 categories of plants here. We have food, we have herbs, we have air purifiers, and we have ornamentalist. And they are indigenous plants and foreign plants. So that's the category of plants we have. They are not all indigenous, but we have a lot of indigenous plants. Most of these will be open markets. We have, yeah. You want us to go around, or you want to? You take.
Yes.
No, but you want it, you can go. This is cotton. This is due for harvest now. So this is cotton that they use for your clothes from. So, and this is grown inside. Now the idea is that many people think that they need to have big space. Big. Imagine you have a veranda, and this is the only size you have. We have just shown you now that you could grow your whole garden of your ornamentals, your food, your herbs, even in just this small space. You see here, they are all inside container.
And what are the containers? You think it's one container that somebody bought in the market? No. Old television. That's a television that I always go and pick up in one landfill in the road by myself. We have bucket, we have cement bag. So if you have this a small size space like this, you could grow everything you need to live an healthy life. As convenient as it can be. So we have some of the plants here. This is yellow alder. The yellow alder is indigenous. It's an imported plant, but it's becoming very popular here. But it's actually medicinal also. We have garden roses here, and you know that roses too are very medicinal. Because you can infuse. We actually harvest these flowers and we use them to make rose water. Rose water is an extraction of rose plant that you can use for facial treatment. You can also use for hair treatment, and you can also put it in your salads. Okay. This is a natural lipstick.
Let me try it out.
So thank God that you're not wearing. Okay. So take your own, your pink, and then you rub it on your lips. You wanna try? You did not rub it very well. Rub it very well. I let the pink come out very well. Can you see my own? See my own? Can you see? Aha! I just have a natural pink. You did not rub that flower very well. You see my own and see your own. Can you see? Can you see that the flower, the petals are closed? This one is open, Abi. These ones are closed. It opens at 4 o'clock.
Oh, so this is the 4 o'clock plant?
Yes.
I only heard about this plant while I was in school.
You've never seen it before?
I've never seen it before.
So this is 4 o'clock plant. If you take this now and you drop it inside your pot, it will grow. Garden now. You have a 4 o'clock plant that you ready in school.
Yes.
So if you plant that now, it will grow. And this is cotton. Cotton is an air purifier. If you put it inside, indoor or outdoor, it takes the toxic air in your atmosphere and it imbibes it into itself and it gives you fresher oxygen. This is Siam weed, Chromolena odorata. The botanical name is Chromolena odorata, and it is a natural antibiotics. It also works for anti-malaria. They use it for so many things. The concoction of it, drink it once in a week. Your body will be saying thank you. Today is there's a research going on that it has anti-chemotherapy effect, so they use it to treat cancer. This asthma plant. This one is used to treat asthma patients. Wow. Anything that is bronchitis, cough, you can use this one to treat it. This is imieshu. These are natural indigenous plants. This is imieshu, billy goat weed, and it's also it's very strong antibiotic. If you have a wound that is not going, this is what you need, you know, to treat it. And there are 2 or 3 here. This is shaya, yanokpaja. Another name for it is hospital too far. It is believed that if you eat it, you will not be going to the hospital.
Wow.
So, and it's an evergreen plant. If it pinches you unknowingly, it will scratch you for the next 1 week.
Wow.
So that's the only thing. But once you harvest it, it's very delicious in your efo in your efo elegusi, super. And during dry season, it's still flowering and it is still very green. So it's an evergreen.
But please, I would like to ask, how did you get to know about this plant? I mean, is it something that you personally studied? Or?
I personally studied it. I asked questions. If I see something in your house, I'll ask you, what is the name? So that was how I developed the interest. I didn't do it in school. I just picked it up when I went for a training and somebody was showing us plants. Mrs. What's her name? Mrs. Fatoko. And the training was in Haiti here. That was 14 years ago. I came for the training and I was supposed to be doing opening prayer and closing prayer at the event for the widows. So when I'm done, I'm free. So I was now going about each of the department that they were doing different training. And then one day I just went to where they were doing plants, what do they call it? Flower arrangements. And the woman was talking about plants. I'm like, plants has names. This is what they do. And for the first time in my life, it was like a door was open. And that was how I started collecting plants. I started with moringa. I bought 2 moringa. I planted it from there. I started going to gardeners. So I'll go to garden shop and say, what is the name? What is it used for? That's how I started collecting it. So I'll buy it. Then I will check my phone. The name they give me, I would look for it. I will confirm the name. I will read up on it. That was how I started learning. So it is self-study. It is just recently now that I went back to school to learn from somebody that is using roots. I know how to use leaves, but I don't know much about roots. So I went back to somebody that Tonex I've read it. So I'm doing a training under them now, learning how to use roots so that I can combine different roots. Egbogi. That's what I'm just learning now. I do consultation and I help people get healed using the leaves that they grow in their backyard. So this is oregano. Oregano is a natural spice. You can put it in your meat, in your soups like curry. They sell it in the market like the way you buy your curry. This is Panadol leaf. So this is what they put in Panadol. So if you have headache, just take it, wash and chew. That's all. Because it has analgesic properties. This is porcelain rose. This is porcelain rose. That's one of our beauty. There is an ornamental plant.
I'll have more blood.
Yes. If you, as green as it is, I'll show you the bigger size there. As green as it is, if you put it inside on your body, it turns red like blood. It works very well for you. This is a way one.
Never focus Daniel. The reason why I remember this was when I was at the national park at Okomu National Park. So we actually caught some women illegally. And that was the first time that I actually saw it. Wow, this is
a fruit at the base that is sweeter than sugar that you can cultivate to replace sugar. So how come we don't hear about it? And we have wildlife students, we have agric students, and there's no practical around it. There's no product that is gotten from it. And that is why I am very dissatisfied with our education system, because it doesn't have any basis, it doesn't have any practicality, it's not applicable to life. Why will you go to school for 5 years and you will only talk about 4 o'clock plant and you will not see it? What does it cost you to grow a 4 o'clock plant? Nothing, really. So our education should move beyond talking to applicability. Particular one here, we have a lot of demand for it from Lagos because they work with it. This is Andrographia, king of bitters. Okorobi, Jobo. This is what is called Jobo.
what's this one?
Malaria, food poisoning, stomach disorder, anything that has to do with your intestinal stuff, and it is, as usual, a king of bitter. So that is still fun. This is cocoa, this is strawberry, and see our plant is in the wall with ceramic. Let's go and see. Somebody donated plates to us, and we're able to turn the plates to showcase the history of plates, because these plates were not the plates that I grew up using. So it means that they were even plates before I was born. But putting it up like this, it lets us see, the plates that were used over the years. This strawberry plant, we just transplanted it back up. So these are strawberries, lavender. That's lavender. This is turmeric. All this is turmeric. Have you seen turmeric before?
We have a good breakfast.
This is turmeric, like ginger. It's not ready. Once it's ready to look at. Once it's ready, the leaves will start dying. It's not ready yet. Once it's ready, the leaves will start dying.
No waste is actually a waste until you waste it.
Catfish. They are called fish. Their office is around Apata. So this is what they are doing now. They take all the tire waste in Ibadan and they turn it into interlocking floor like this. So this is recycling. What we do is upcycling. We don't compost. So all our food waste, grass waste, paper waste is going there. And by next year we have enough soil, rich nutrients for the plant to eat. Have you seen carrot before? Carrot. This carrot.
Carrot that is expensive right now.
So that's carrot. We have rodo. So the best way to live your life is to come out from a garden like this. Take rodo here, take oregano there, take basil there, mix everything together and use it to fry pepper.
Okay, so I want to ask, how then can we cultivate this attitude into a regular daily living?
Just create a space in your garden. Create a space in your house, no matter how small your house is. Even if you don't have a space as big as this one, just your veranda alone. Get buckets. Somebody, we had a visitor that came in, a couple. I think they are nearly married, so they came to do their honeymoon in Haiti, and they registered for a tour package, and they came here on tour. And so when I took them around, and they were like, "Where we are staying, we don't have any space, we don't have anything, and how can we start?" I said, "You can start in a pot." She said, "What do I mean?" I said, "I can plant 4 good herbs for you in just one pot. Worry, just get a pot and wet it just once a week. Say, only for me to once a week. Say, I can do that. So that is how it starts. You don't have to start like this. This did not start today. Recently, I saw a picture of how this place started. How it was just these 3 tires on the floor. And I started with. So this that you're looking at is not something that happened overnight. This is like a 5 years work you have seen here. You don't have to start this big. Start with a pure water liner. Start with a bucket. Start with any bucket that is working in your kitchen. Put soil inside it. Throw your pepper water that you wanted to go and grind. Put it inside it. That's where you start from. Can you do one pot? That is it. This is what we have here. So in the last 5 years, I haven't taken any drugs. I've been eating and drinking from the leaves here. And see me, I'm bouncing and bouncing.
Okay, so I want to ask, how do you combine this in this particular habitat? Sometimes when you have nature reserve or some places, because
when we just move in here, my neighbors came and said we should cut down this tree. You can see this tree. They said we should cut it down. I said, once you buy a land, the first thing you should do is to cut down all the trees. My neighbor there had mango. They have cut it down. They have calabash tree, big one. And you know the calabash tree is a natural swing. If all the children in this community climb on that tree, it's just going like this, going up and down for them. They cut it down. So they expected me to cut this tree down. I said no. Why? Why do I have to cut it down? Who is it disturbing? It just takes me extra strength to go there once in 2 years and trim off so it doesn't disturb my neighbor. That's all. And then when IITA visited here, they realized that that is Patodia. It's one of our indigenous species of tree that has been cut down in Ibadan. I said it's a pillar tree, it's going straight up, it's not disturbing my building, it's not disturbing anything, so let's leave it. I've been able to educate them and they now come here now to take things when they are not feeling fine.
So you're also
I was able to educate them and show them the usefulness of it, and now they know the usefulness, so they too are also benefiting from the usefulness of it.
Like we have partnerships with departments.
We have some that are coming, like we do one with SESDEF now. SESDEF sends their master students here for internship. So they do their ITs here, they do 3 months here, they do 6 months here. We also have that with chemistry now. Chemistry also sends their students here for IT. So they do 3 months, they do 6 months here. So you know I was telling you that even me I didn't know that there's one than you are. So that is the areas you come in. Go back to school, tell your professors what you have seen, then let them invite us. Then we can talk about how we could do immersive program whereby your 200 level students can come here and do 3 weeks, do 3 months, come back to school and come here like an exchange. That is what I dream for our schools. Where what we are doing in school, you know what I tagged it? I tagged it, learning by doing. Me, if I cannot touch it, feel it, I will not hear it, I will not understand it. If I miss your class as a lecturer, I will fail that course. All those theories, we could come into the garden, sit down inside that garden with chairs, and then open the book and said, Kiniko, they will not say, where is it? We will not try and look for it. Oh, my stick. Before you know it's 5 hours still up. This is what I check it and I say, 2 hours, playing in class, I say 2 hours, Tony. You will be spending 8 hours. You end up spending more because it will be a lifestyle. It will be part of you. It's something that can be lived. You don't have to talk about it, you can live it. And that is what we want to showcase here. It's made from bamboo.
Do you have any closing remarks?
Closing remark is everybody can do that. Everybody can do this. You don't have to start big like this. You don't have to do it very big. You can start with one pot. If you have a pot in your house, and you have a window in your house, and you have a wall in your house, then you can grow your own food, grow your own garden, ensure that your waste is not part of the waste that we will see on the landfill or we will see in the ocean. Make sure you own your waste because we all can do it. It's very simple. We call it our 5 R's, and you reduce, reuse, recycle, refuse, repair, and upcycle. If we do that together, we can beat not only plastic pollution, but all pollution. to go to the tour to see what is called wildlife, because they preserve those trees there. You see Araba there, you see Iroko, you see Gila, you see, that was the first place I saw Omayo. Omayo is a seed. It's when you break it, some will have 4, some will have 3. You now see the Omayo growing inside. It's a seed. Yeah, and you did wildlife for 5 years and you did not see that. Have you seen Yeriko before? You do 5 years of wildlife, you have not seen Yeriko before. What kind of wildlife are you guys wildlifing?